Hi, my friends. It's Lorianne Rising, and I want to talk to you a little bit about what you might be tolerating. And there's two sides to this. So here's the thing. I was out walking the other day, and for me personally, I'm on the Oregon coast, and it happens to be pretty cold outside right now. Now, the other day, it was sunny, it was pretty nice, and the temperature was in the mid 40s. There was a wind though, and that wind chill factor wound up being in about the mid 30s. So while I was out walking, my nose got numb, my ears got numb, and I was pretty chilly. But I have to admit, it was nice to get out for a walk. Well, the very next day, the sun was out again, and so I went for a walk. This time, though, there was no wind. So that mid 40s temperature felt pretty warm, actually. And while I was walking, it occurred to me, just a few months ago, I was out here in shorts and a t-shirt and feeling a little chilly when the wind would drop below 70. And now I'm thinking it's warm in the mid 40s. How interesting. Humans can adapt and learn to tolerate pretty much anything. And just looking around the planet, I mean, we have learned to adapt to Siberia and deserts and forests and everything in between. So, yeah, we're pretty flexible creatures. But here's the thing, we don't just do it at a physical survival level when it comes to the environment. We actually do it in our lives all the time. We tolerate jobs that stress us out and make us physically ill. Sometimes we tolerate relationships with significant others, with family members, even with clients or friends that just really aren't right. And we know it, but we learn to tolerate it for different reasons. We tolerate comments that don't feel good. We could tolerate all kinds of things that just don't work for us because we assume that we have to. Or maybe we've just gotten used to it and don't notice anymore, but our body still feels it. On the flip side, we can also learn to tolerate some pretty awesome stuff. I mean, personally, I wouldn't mind learning how to tolerate walking on the beaches in the Caribbean year round. That'd be pretty fun. But more importantly, when we get a little bit too used to tolerating things that don't work, we forget to allow ourselves to tolerate the good stuff. I mean, think about it. When something really amazing is happening in your life, are you in a place of pure gratitude, feeling like, yes, this is amazing, more please? Or do you catch yourself thinking, wow, this is so wonderful. I wonder what's coming next that's going to balance it out. I know the universe balances things, so there must be something pretty awful coming. I know I've caught myself doing that. In fact, years ago, I had somebody point out to me that my tolerance level was off. So many of us kind of wind up taking a little bit of pride in how patient we can be, how much we can take on, how much we can tolerate, when really all that's actually reflecting is how little self care we're actually giving ourselves and how few boundaries we're actually setting. Because the healthier people with healthier lives set more boundaries. Their tolerance is different. They tolerate the negative less and less, and they teach themselves to tolerate the positive more and more. So I invite you to really sit with where might be some little things in your life, or maybe even some big things, that you're tolerating that aren't working for you. What might be a few little action steps you can take to adjust that in a direction that works better and better? Now, that doesn't mean you have to do it all at once. If it feels more comfortable to take baby steps, just do it a little at a time. And what that will do is create more confidence all the way through. You'll build up a sort of muscle in making those decisions. So when you do have to make the bigger ones, they're that much easier. I also invite you along the way to take notice of when things are really good. Did somebody just give you a compliment? Were you able to accept it, fully embrace it, and let it in? Hmm. I know many of us struggle with that one. What about gifts people give you? What about personal care time? What about just celebrating life with others? How do you absorb that? How do you tolerate the good in your life? My challenge for you, my invitation for you, is to teach yourself to tolerate the good more and more and tolerate anything that doesn't fit for you less and less. And just little baby steps. And over the course of time, just watch how magical life can become. I would love to connect with you more and hear a little bit about your story. There's a contact form on my website at loriannrising.com. It's LORIANNERISING.com. I'm also sharing a podcast this year called You Rising, and going to be doing some mentoring, talking with others, and sharing more like this. I've also got a women's group that I'm launching this year, and I would love to work with you there. Lots of resources, and it's pretty inexpensive. But either way, whatever works for you, I'm really looking forward to seeing you keep rising.